Hello everyone. Welcome to TELLS Videtionary. Today, June 17th, our word of the day is dilettante. D-I-L-E-T-T-A-N-T-E. Dilettante. Dilettante is a 10-letter word and a noun. Remember, a noun refers to a thing, a person, an animal, a place, a quality, an idea, or an action. Dilettante refers to a person who is or seems to be interested in a subject, but whose understanding of it is not very deep or serious. In other words, a person who cultivates an area of interest, such as the arts, without real commitment or knowledge. Though dilettante might sound like a nice French word, don't use it on your friend who thinks he can play the guitar after several short lessons. A dilettante is an amateur, often one who pretends to be very knowledgeable. The meaning of dilettante has changed since it was borrowed from the Italians in the mid-1700s. Originally, it meant lover of the arts, but began to take on a negative slant as the idea of doing something as a professional took hold strongly during the 18th century. A dilettante was a mere lover of art as opposed to one who did it professionally. Today, the word implies you're pretending to be more of an artist than you're interested in or capable of being. So if you call your friend who likes to paint a dilettante, it's like you're calling him or her a poser. Dilettante is a word that is often used to describe someone who has a superficial interest or knowledge in a particular subject. It is derived from the Italian word dilettare, which means to delight or amuse oneself. In English, the word has taken on a negative connotation, implying that the person is not serious or committed to their pursuits. If you are looking to use the word dilettante in a sentence, there are a few tips that can help you do so effectively. Here are some suggestions. Understand the meaning of the word. Before you can use the word dilettante in a sentence, it is important to understand what it means. As mentioned earlier, it refers to someone who has a superficial interest or knowledge in a particular subject. This could be anything from art to music to literature. Keep this in mind as you craft your sentence. Use it in context. When using the word dilettante in a sentence, it is important to use it in context. This means that you should provide enough information about the situation or person you are describing so that the reader or listener can understand why you are using this particular word. For example, you might say, he was a dilettante when it came to painting, dabbling in it only when he had spare time. Be careful with tone. As mentioned earlier, the word dilettante can have a negative connotation. If you are using it to describe someone, be careful with your tone. You don't want to come across as overly critical or judgmental. Instead, try to use the word in a way that is descriptive but not overly harsh. For example, you might say, she was a dilettante when it came to cooking, often trying out new recipes but never really mastering any of them. Consider the audience. When using the word dilettante in a sentence, it is important to consider your audience. If you are writing for a general audience, you may need to provide more context or explanation than if you are writing for a specialized audience. For example, if you are writing for an art magazine, you can assume that your readers will be familiar with the term and its meaning. Use it sparingly. It is important to use the word dilettante sparingly. While it can be a useful term to describe someone who is not fully committed to a particular pursuit, overusing it can make your writing sound repetitive or overly critical. Instead, try to use a variety of descriptive words and phrases to convey your meaning. The word dilettante can be a useful term to describe someone who has a superficial interest or knowledge in a particular subject. When using it in a sentence, it is important to provide context, be careful with tone, consider your audience, and use it sparingly. By following these tips, you can effectively incorporate this word into your writing or speech. Similar words include dabbler, potterer, tinkerer, trifler, dallier, amateur, non-professional, non-specialist, layman. Examples of sentences using dilettante are: being a dilettante in computer programming, he decided to take up a coding class to improve his skills. The critics did not see the heiress as a serious filmmaker, only as a dilettante who was bored with her life. She decided to start a blog as a dilettante writer to share her thoughts on various topics. Without any formal training, Cara is simply a dilettante and not a professional dancer. As long as Jennifer is unwilling to put in the work, she will remain a dilettante and never become a famous actress. The dilettante chef experimented with new recipes in the college dorm kitchen. Make sure to save this new word, dilettante, so you can practice using it in your everyday sentences. That's all for today. Thank you for spending your time with me. I hope you learned something new. Remember, practice makes perfect, and we'd love to hear from you, so leave a comment after every video. All comments are welcome. Don't forget to like and share this video. Subscribe to this channel and hit the notification bell so you receive similar videos every day. Have a fulfilling day. See you tomorrow. Cheers!